may or may not like the behaviours that are up here. You may think they're okay, you may think, oh, they're terrible, or you may be somewhere in between. So this morning we're going to mostly debrief it around the idea of inappropriate or appropriate behaviours. We're going to talk a little bit about diversity and inclusion. We're going to talk a little bit about unconscious bias.
Hi guys, my name's Rupert. I'm an area supervisor.
My name's Tyler. I've been part of the organisation for about 5 years now.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie, but I let people call me Macca.
My name's Slugger, but I let people call me Slugger. I've been working here for 40 years, so if you want to get rid of me, you're going to have to kill me.
I just wanted to catch up with you and see how you're going on that signage project.
Yeah, done. On time, under budget.
Okay, I thought you were having a few issues with some of the contractors.
No, I was having trouble with the little maggots running around here, but I got the name of the main man, right? So I gave him a call. And I said, listen mate, you're fucking with Slugger. But when you fuck with Slugger, Slugger fucks you back. You know what they do at Curtin nowadays? They go to where all the chicks are, you know, like kindergarten teaching, social work, that sort of stuff. They say, we haven't got enough engineers. So they just take one out. They give them 25% for sitting down, 25% for fucking standing up again.
So what I'd like you to do is have a conversation with the people next to you, small groups, 2s, 3s, and have a conversation about both Slugger and Rupert about some of the behaviours you thought were appropriate. It might be a harder conversation, but start with it. And then some of the behaviours you thought were inappropriate. I'm going to give you about 4 minutes to do that, and then we'll come back and have a conversation about that.
Sometimes you pay half the work.
Yep.
It's just creating more of a disconnect rather than we're all working at the same job or working on the same thing.
From his body language and his expressions that he did,
Yep.
but look at the context that you described.
We will accept or tolerate a certain amount of behaviour because we're getting the job done. So yeah, and every organisation's appetite for how much you put up with is different.
It's a lovely area. Mary Street's my little local
Yeah,
area.
cool. Sorry, keep going, I'm just going to answer this through.
Did some gardening and things.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Glad I caught you actually. I just wanted to have a quick word with you about the project.
Oh yes. I've actually already been doing some research and I found some really great articles that I think we can draw from and use as the foundation to build the project on when you've got the time to discuss them.
Well, look, that's great, but I really wanted to just quickly discuss about how best to work with Vikram and Slugger. Tyler, he hasn't been here that long, but you get on great with Slugger, right?
Oh, yeah. No, sorry, I get on real well. Yeah. Like I was saying before, and you just got to kind of get to know people, you know what I mean? Like Slugger, he's been here forever, he knows the place inside out.
Try and work with him, take some tips from Tyler, make him think it's his idea. Maybe you can float your ideas through Tyler, yes!
I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, if you want to send stuff to me and I can give it to Slugger and say, hey, this is the direction
Yeah, I
we
don't
want
think
to go
that's
in.
a very good idea. I mean, it's just we have very different standards and I just rather present my ideas myself. That way I know that they're presented correctly.
Why do you think she's chosen to have a nickname? To fit in?
I did like the idea that she said, no, these are my ideas. I would like to be able to present them myself.
She's obviously very educated, so she wanted to speak to Slugger at her level, and she wasn't prepared to engage with Slugger and deliver the message in the style that would benefit him.
Tyler had a level of insight into what was interesting to Mackenzie. And I know you like to do this. Even though he may have stated it differently, but he did have an insight into what was important to her.
Just started to open up and talk, and he basically, oh, I'm just going to take this call. And then he wasn't actually listening, and she sort of stopped talking.
You're going to take your kids out on the boat this weekend?
My kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have a picture of them I could see maybe?
No, Mackenzie, when we're out on the boat, we don't do selfies, mate.
Did you get a picture of the fish?
You bet I did, mate. You have a look at that, have about that. Look at the size of that basket.
Jesus, now hang on. You didn't get one of your boys to run that through Photoshop or anything, did you? Make it a bit... Yeah, you better make a start on this project, especially for Mackenzie gets her hands on it, or else we won't get a look in at all.
Yeah, no.
Do you have an opinion about Macca's capability?
She got out of her car and she may as well have been waving her university degrees around. She walked in, she took one look at me, mate, and she saw Cunderdin District High School. Okay? And from then on, all I'm interested in is protecting myself when I'm around her. Because when she talks to me, she doesn't want to learn anything from me because she knows everything.
How do you feel about the way Slugger treats you in the workplace?
I guess I'm a bit disappointed about it because I was actually really looking forward to working with Slugger and learning from him. He is probably the oldest member in the organisation. So I was looking forward to working with him in that sense, and then I haven't really been given the time of day from him, so I found it quite difficult to work with him.
What's it like to be the boss of somebody who used to be your boss?
I mean, luckily he's a good worker, so if I can just ignore his provocative statements, he actually makes me look quite good. All the projects are delivered on time and everything, you know. He does get some people's backs up. I've tried reining him in with not much success because, like you said, he doesn't respect me because he used to be my boss. But, you know, I've got my ways of getting things done. Unfortunately, I just have to let him think he's the boss.
Why are you so cagey about
My personal life is something I don't talk about at work.
Is that because you're so biased?
Yeah, so I am gay, and I am Ash, my partner. We are getting engaged. Ash is a man, and it's something that I talk about. I'm not even quite sure how Slugger knew about it. To be honest, it kind of took me by surprise. There's certain words that get tossed around a bit, like lifter and bag and that make me go, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I just shouldn't talk about it. You know, again, when I was a kid, it wasn't well received by my family and friends and that, and it just brings up a lot of stuff that I kind of don't like. So I just keep it quiet. You know, I just don't talk about it. It's the easiest way to get by.
Gives you an opportunity to find out what's going on for other people. You may not necessarily agree with their behaviours or what they're doing and saying, but you hopefully get an insight to why they're doing it and understanding where they're coming from.
It's only fair. Mackenzie, ladies first.
Okay, thank you, Slugger, for that. So I hope you all had time to read the email I sent out last night. There's a copy there for you. I have developed 2 fleshed out proposals in order to maximise the workforce that we have.
Ordinarily what we'd do here is we'd get all 4 characters to come out into the audience and the participants and take a group of you and discuss with you what they could do to be more inclusive in this meeting. So for example, Slugger would come and take this little pod of people here and have a conversation with you about how can I be more inclusive in the workplace in this meeting, arming him up to come back into this meeting and redo the meeting and do it better.
Thanks for coming here, Rupert. I know you like to have a sleep in the morning to prepare for. Yeah.
Stop making a big deal of his name, Ruth.
But it's a lovely name. And I'm sure Mackenzie can do something.
So again, what we're seeing is he's trying to influence the meeting with the words he says. So what do you want him to change?
Be conscious of who you're giving credit to in the work that you present.
You've seen a condensed version of it, a quick version of it, but essentially you've sort of seen most of the bells and whistles here. This has worked really successfully in high-vis environments. It's around engagement. So we find that that's a cohort that struggles to engage in training, and so this is built deliberately to engage those people.